All right, we're going to go ahead and start discussing the notes that we've got for muscles of the anterior thigh. So I've got a picture here of the anterior thigh, and I'm on getbodysmart.com, by the way, so you know if you want to access this later, that's where you can find this. So we're going to start with the tensor fascia latae, and this muscle is highlighted in green in the picture. So it's attached to the iliac crest, which would be the brim here of the coxal bone. And then it actually attaches to a piece of connective tissue and then to the tibia. So I'll show you that. So I'm going to go through and take some muscles away to isolate just the tensor fascia latae muscle. So the muscle itself you can see is very small. It's right here, but then there is a band of connective tissue that goes all the way down here. So it's on the lateral side of the thigh. So we'll go over the origin and insertion. So again, if I take those away, the origin's on the iliac crest and the insertion's on the tibia, and there's this band right here that connects down to there. So actions include abducting the thigh at the hip, so to move it out. And it also flexes the thigh at the hip, which means it's going to bring the thigh forward. And the next muscle I've got is the sartorius. It's also on the anterior thigh and is highlighted in green in this picture. So it is on top of all the muscles in the thigh, and it's a strap-like muscle that extends from the anterior hip to the anterior knee. So it's going to go diagonally across the thigh. So I take the other muscles away. You can see exactly where that's at. And you can see the origin on the iliac spine and the insertion on the tibia. So the top part of the tibia and medial. And that muscle, since it crosses over from lateral to medial, it's going to act to flex the leg at the knee. So it's going to help in that action. What this doesn't have is it's going to also flexes, abducts, and laterally rotates the thigh at the hip. So it doesn't have those actions shown on here. The next muscle on our list is the rectus femoris muscle. And this is one of 4 quadriceps muscles. So the 4 quadricep muscles all kind of work together and insert at the base of the patella at the tibia, and they all help in extending the leg at the knee. So then they're all clustered in here as well. So the rectus femoris is on the top, and it is pretty thin, and it reminds me of fish scales. So if you're eating a fillet of fish, that's kind of what it looks like to me. All of these muscles are going to have the same origin and insertion for the most part, or at least the same insertion. So this one inserts on the iliac spine and the ilium, so down here, anterior and inferior on the hip. And then there's a tendon right here that it attaches to, the tibial tuberosity on the tibia. So it's the quadriceps tendon. That's what they're calling this tendon here. And all of these muscles are going to, this one, it flexes the thigh at the hip, I suppose. Not all of them do, but the others extend the leg at the knee. the next muscle is the vastus lateralis, and there's 3 of the quadricep muscles start with the word vastus. That is helpful. And lateralis means it's on the lateral side. So you can see it highlighted in green here, and it's underneath or deep to the rectus femoris muscle. And it just looks like half of the fish fillet, I guess. So the rectus femoris look like a fish fillet, and this half of it, and it's curved out laterally. So it originates at the greater trochanter of the femur, and it inserts at that same quadriceps tendon down at the tibial tuberosity. And like all of the quadricep muscles, it acts to extend the leg at the knee, which is the action of pulling it forward, not pulling it back. So to pull it forward, straighten the leg. The vastus medialis is another quadricep muscle, and medialis means middle. So it is on the middle. So next to it here, this was the vastus lateralis. This one here is on the other side of the femur, on the medial side. And let's see, the origin is on the neck of the femur, so really close to where the origin of the vastus lateralis was. And the insertion is the same quadricep tendon. Action is also going to be extending the leg at the knee. The final quadricep muscle is the vastus intermedius. So this one you can't see with all these muscles on top of it. So as we dig deeper and take muscles away, here are the vastus lateralis, the vastus medialis, and then underneath that is the vastus intermedius. So it is right on top of the femur bone. This is the deepest of the muscles of the quadriceps, and so it runs right down the middle. And the origin is the anterior lateral surface of the shaft of the femur. And it inserts into the same quadricep tendon at the tibial tuberosity, and it also acts to extend the leg at the knee. The final muscle on your notes for muscles of the anterior thigh is the gracilis muscle. And this muscle is on the medial side of the thigh, so towards the midline. And this is another strap-like muscle. So the gracilis and the sartorius are both strap muscles, but the gracilis is going to run straight up and down, whereas the sartorius ran at an angle. So the gracilis has an origin at the pubic symphysis of the hip bone, and it originates on the medial side of the tibial tuberosity, right there. And this is going to be an adductor muscle, so it's going to bring your thighs in. It is on the inside of the thigh and acts to adduct the thigh. It also flexes the leg at the knee and medially rotates the leg when the knee is flexed. Now I'm going to go over the muscles of the posterior thigh. And so we'll start with the gluteus maximus. This is called the gluteus maximus because it is the largest of the gluteal muscles. And this is going to be at the top of the thigh, so basically part of your butt. And it is a large muscle, kind of like a rhombus shape. So if we remove the rest, the origin is on the posterior side of the ilium, so right back here. Then it goes to the sacrum and the coccyx. So all of this down here. Remember, we're the back of the body now, posterior. And then the insertion is on the femur, right there in blue. This muscle acts to extend the thigh at the hip. I also have written in the notes that it laterally rotates the thigh at the hip and abducts the thigh. So remember that extending the thigh at the hip is bringing the hip or the thigh backward posteriorly. The next muscle I have is the gluteus medius muscle. You'll notice that I did not put the gluteus minimus muscle on your notes. So there are 3 gluteus muscles, maximus, medius, and minimus. So medius means middle size, and minimus would have been smallest size. And this would be deep to the gluteus maximus. So you can see it here in green. And it's a fan-shaped muscle. Its origin is on the posterior side of the ilium, so back here. And then it inserts on the femur at the greater trochanter. Action includes to abduct the thigh at the hip, so to bring it out. We also have in our notes that it will be involved in medially rotating the thigh at the hip and laterally rotating the thigh at the hip. So that is the gluteus medius. Then we move on to the hamstring muscles. So there are 3 hamstring muscles in the back of the thigh, and they all act to extend the thigh at the hip and flex the leg at the knee. The bicep femoris is the first one, and so we've talked about bicep before. Bicep means that there are 2 heads, and so I'm on getbodysmart.com, and it has the long head and the short head separated. So let's see if we can zoom into both the long head and short head. So they're both right here, short head and the long head. The origin is the ischial tuberosity. So back here, the part of the coxal bone that you sit on, and then it inserts, it's going to go across, insert laterally on the fibula, and then part of the tibia as well. Probably the short head does that. And then it will act to flex the leg at the knee and also extend the thigh at the hip. So it'll bend your leg, but it also brings the thigh back. The next muscle of the hamstring group is the semitendinosus, and it's highlighted in green here. If I take away more muscles, you can see that we have the bicep femoris going out laterally, and the semitendinosus is next to it and goes in medially. The origin is the ischial tuberosity again, but the insertion is medial on the top of the tibia, so it actually goes down down to here that you can't see very well. So it's going to go around there. So again, flexing the leg at the knee, but also, I guess there's more down here. Medially rotates the leg at the knee when it is flexed, and it also acts to extend the thigh at the hip. Finally, we'll end up on the semimembranosus. Let's get some more muscles in the picture. So this is also next to the bicep femoris. Looks like it's going to be under and more medial to the semitendinosus. So in this picture, at the semitendinosus here, the bicep femoris here, but hiding over here next to the gracilis is the semimembranosus. It will also originate on the ischial tuberosity, and it has a very similar insertion also as the semitendinosus. So you can see that right there. It is going to flex the leg at the knee, help immediately rotating the leg at the knee when the knee is flexed, and extending the thigh at the hip.